sponsored by Table Rock Creative Group. Creative storytelling for your brand. TableRockCreative.com. Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar eats you. But in Lee Bridges' case, the bar is always eaten. He'll get enough sleep when he's dead. Doug Wall! He would love to slow dance with Sam Elliot to George Strait's All My Exes Live in Texas. Garrick Lane!
Now that was actually true.
Let's go. This is Tales from the Video Store. How we doing?
Doing good.
We have us a guest tonight.
Yes.
Weird. Yes.
It's weird.
And it's a female.
It is.
That's even more weird.
It's a human being with a lady part.
And it's here of her own free will, supposedly.
That's even weirder than the movie we watched.
Right.
The fact that we have not chloroformed her and tied her to the chair. And that's why she's here.
Well,
you want to introduce her?
This is my friend Svetsy.
Yes, hello. Hi, thanks for having me.
Sure. She likes movies and wanted
I
to
think
sit
she
in.
likes movies and weird shit, so we're going to throw into the mix and see what we get.
Well,
Hell yeah.
there's
There we
definitely lots of weird shit and
true.
movies. That's right. All right, who wants to start us off this week?
You want to start, Doug?
Sure.
All right.
So I watched a couple of movies.
The famous last words. All right, what'd you watch?
The first one I watched was Overlord.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Lee had... actually, he's
On my long list of movies I'll never see.
He actually previewed this and watched this and spoke about it, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes ago. I'm not going to get into it heavy. It's,
Right.
It's D-Day. These American soldiers are on a bomber. They're headed for France. They have a mission. They're going to jump out of the plane and go to this church, and there's like a radio tower, and they need to dispose of it so the Air Force can, I guess, coordinate with the ground forces or whatever. And as they land, only a handful of the guys on the plane survive. And quickly you realize that there's something going on in this church where the tower is. You're not exactly sure what it is, but you know something's going on in this. The movie unfolds. You realize that there's like funky Nazi experiments happening here. It almost has a feel of like a Resident Evil, but it like a 1940s version. It stars Wyatt Russell, which is Kurt Russell's boy. He looks a lot like him. He's a massive human being, dude. Like, I saw him and I was like, damn, that dude looks big. And then you see him up against...
Is that Goldie Hawn's, or is that a man? So it's Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's son.
He is a big fucking dude. He actually played minor league hockey for several years before he got into acting. He's in his late 20s now, I think. But he is a big dude. He looks like his dad some, and then sometimes he doesn't, you know. But he's kind of got that big jawline like his old man does. And an actor that plays opposite of him, his name I cannot pronounce, but you may know him if you watch Game of Thrones. It's Euron Greyjoy.
Yes.
Is kind of like the bad Nazi guy that kind of gets involved with
Was he castrated in Overlord or no?
Different Greyjoy.
Oh.
I'm talking Euron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm off.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's not.
Did you think it waited too long to become a horror film?
We haven't had Game of Thrones for like 3 years, so I've forgotten the names.
When I get into a horror movie,
right,
you've got about a 35-minute count.
The first time the kid goes into the lab, that's when it should have went balls to the walls.
And it doesn't.
No.
And it was probably 45 minutes into the movie before you kind of realize exactly what's going on. And then the last 45, you know, it does its best to kind of keep up.
Yeah.
But it's not great.
No.
It's a straight C.
I saw it I had a gift card.
Yeah, I remember you.
So it didn't bother me seeing it in the theater, but I'm glad I didn't pay to see it. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No.
It's average.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah. It has some really cool parts in it.
Yeah.
That one shot, that one promotional shot that they've got floating around with that dude's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
It's all in it.
That's ridiculous.
That's Euron Greyjoy. He takes one to the chin and gets some of the super Nazi juice and then comes back.
Super Nazi juice.
Yeah,
I finished that movie and I thought, you know what?
And now call it Four Loko.
Yeah. And I thought, you know what?
It's in the super Nazi juice. He got some of that
No, I
super
mean,
That's
Nazi.
exactly what it is.
That's what they do there.
Yeah.
You know, they're hyping up super Nazi juice.
Yeah.
And Nightmare Plagues.
Yeah, there we go.
And so I'd rented 2 movies. That was the first one. And the second one was for Jody because she wanted to... she likes ghosty fucking bullshit. Mm-hmm. So we rented The Possession of Hannah Grace.
Okay.
Never heard of the film.
Okay, it actually has an interesting, could have maybe worked out backbone, but it just doesn't. It's about a little girl that is having an episode, if you want to call it as such. And
she's possessed.
Sure. And they come in
By the devil.
to do an exorcism. And the devil won't leave this little girl's body, so the dad fucking kills her. He snuffs her out with a pillow and kills her. All right. And the way this movie starts, there's an ex-cop who has started working at the morgue. She had a bad night where she refused to make a decision, and it caused her partner to be killed. And so she's kind of a drug addict, kind of a broken ex-cop that goes to work at this morgue at this massive Boston Metro in Boston, this massive hospital. And she is the accepting person when they bring bodies in. She lets them in, and they take pictures and fingerprint and all this. Well, on this night, the guy comes and says that they found this woman's body, I guess, in an alley, and this guy was cutting on her. He was trying to burn her, and they ran him off and brought the body to the morgue. Well, this movie revolves around the fact that the girl's long been dead. It has nothing to do with the girl anymore. It's the devil still in this girl and trying to assimilate and get out. It's not very good. The way I described it is probably the way that it should have maybe gone down or could have gone down. It just is not well done at all. Just nothing about it outside of the basic framework of the story.
How many of those possession movies do we have to sit through?
Well, this one's a little bit different. You know, it has nothing to do with the girl. It has to do with it. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there was a one called what? Possession of Emily Rose?
Yeah.
And there's the extra. I mean, how many of these do we got to watch? How many times can you do
You don't
that?
have to watch any of them.
Well, you're right. I'm just saying, how many more of those are they going to market? You know, so Doug just said it was terrible. So how many more are we going to do?
So what happens is the girl, the ex-cop girl is in the morgue and begins to see things, but because she's an ex-drug addict, has PTSD, she doesn't know if what she's seeing is real or not. And the girl's father, who had originally snuffed her out, shows up and is like, we've got to destroy the body. That's how we get rid of her. And as she kills this Hannah, she gets stronger and starts to kind of heal herself. Like she has like some major lacerations on her neck and her side, and then halfway through the movie they've begun to fix themselves. But it's just it's a rehash that's not even a very good rehash. Right.
All right, I'll put that on my not watch.
Yeah.
It's a Naga. It's a D-.
Right.
It's that bad?
It's a fucking D-.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I watched. I
Okay.
didn't see anything else.
All right. Well, the main thing I watched was Creed 2. Finally got to see that.
Wow.
And it isn't really. It's more Rocky 4 2. If that makes any sense.
Well, I saw like 2 weeks ago, Stallone was like, "That's it, I'm out."
Yeah.
So I guess that
done,
one
man.
movie that we were talking about a couple weeks ago, where he was going to come back one last time as Rocky, is out.
Well, I mean, this is a good place for him to leave off.
Good.
I heard it was good though.
It is good. The only negative I can say about it is Adonis Creed isn't really the hero of the movie. Like, because Dolph Lundgren and the guy who plays his son, Florentine, big Russian guy.
Yeah.
Like, I was so much more interested in what was going on with them.
Really?
Like, and I totally did not expect Brigitte Nielsen to show up halfway through the movie.
She does?
She does.
Why'd you just tell me that? You just ruined it. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Played, sir.
Well,
Now you perked my interest.
Yeah, but it's done really well. Like the way Dolph Lundgren, the way it explains about him being like the hero and then getting losing and just destroyed his life. I was so much more interested in him than I was anything with Michael B. Jordan's character.
Huh.
So really, it's like I said, it's more Rocky IV Part 2 than it is Creed 2. But I really enjoyed it.
Good.
And I watched. Other than that, I watched an Indonesian Western called Buffalo Boys with some of the same people who were in The Raid and The Night Comes For Us, and it was terrible.
Really?
It was just an hour into it, nothing happened. Like I was just like, God dang, this is an action movie, and it just was not good. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's it? It's just not good?
Just nothing. It was like I was like, I damn, I've been watching this for an hour. Like literally, like, it was still setting up characters and stuff. I was like, it's a martial arts movie.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
So
But
was
with
there
no
ever any
martial
action?
arts.
yeah, there is, but I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't watch it again. I would advise not to rent it.
Buffalo Boys.
Yeah,
Buffalo Boys and the wow, those two. Those
and
two.
I watched.
I wouldn't even put them on my list.
Right.
I'm so far behind.
And I watched The Guard with. You ever seen The Guard with Brendan Gleeson and Don Cheadle? It's a kind of a. It's like a cop movie. It takes place in Ireland, and Brendan Gleeson is the world's worst police detective. Like, just openly takes bribes. Just finds a dead body with drugs, just puts it in his pocket. But he's actually super smart. But he's just he just hates being a policeman. And Don Cheadle's this FBI agent who shows up because there's these guys who have like a boatload of cocaine they're trying to bring into the country. And he's sort of forced, since everybody else is just a dumb shit, he's sort of forced to be a policeman.
Nice.
And it's actually really funny. Like it's not directed by the guy. It's directed by In Bruges and Three Billboards. It's that guy's brother.
Martin.
Yeah, it's Martin.
really?
Yeah, it's his brother.
Humor.
Is this a new movie?
No, 2-3 years old. I mean, not that. Maybe like 2015.
See, I like Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
You haven't seen
It's
him much besides, because he's in that Marvel contract, I guess.
But it's really good though. Yeah.
How's
And it has
the humor?
Well, very good. Like Mark Strong
Brendan
plays
Gleeson's hilarious.
Mark Strong plays the drug dealer, and he goes and bribes the Irish cops who are above Brendan Gleeson, and they look at the money. And it's something you've seen, and everybody goes, "Is it all there?" He's like, "It's a bribe. Of course it's all there.
Of course it is.
If it wasn't, you would do what I'm bribing you not to do." He's like, "What kind of stupid fucking question is that?" and Mark Strong, he wants cops to stop him. Like he thinks like I'm a criminal and they should try to stop me. He sort of thinks that whole bribing thing is like beneath him, So when he gets in the gunfight at the end, the bad guys, he's so happy that people are trying to kill him because he thinks that's how it should be. Like
He's like, I made it.
Exactly.
I did it. Yeah, I got you.
But it was a really good movie. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Well,
we got the movie here with our first week of watching movies.
yeah.
Not
Okay.
ever.
Well,
Not ever.
on the show.
Right.
No. Well, the only movie I watched this week was Donnie Darko for the first time ever in my life, and I can't believe I just now watched it. But that movie was fucking awesome. It mind fucked me, but I went onto Google right after and had to I basically just looked up what the fuck just happened. Because I didn't know.
Yeah,
but
that's how I felt about that movie.
Yeah.
Like, what just happened?
it was really good.
Isn't that one of your favorites?
I like it.
It's good. I loved it. I'm
I
going to
don't
watch it again.
remember it. I remember it being big, but I don't remember
It was one that I had seen, I kept seeing it at the video store, and it was like Donnie Darko, and I was like, what a dumb fucking name for him. I'm never going to fucking watch this movie. It just sounded stupid. I had no idea what it was about. And a friend of mine rented it, and he was like, call me the next morning. He was like, fucking, watch this
No,
Donnie
Eric.
Darko.
When Eric was
And
the
I
big
was
guy
like,
on
man,
the.
it doesn't look good. And he's like, dude, I'm not going to say if it's good or bad or not, or indifferent. But just watch it, go rent it, and tell me what you think. So I watched it, and I thought, man, that is fucking weird. I'm gonna watch it again, and I watched it again, and I watched it again. I probably watched it 5 times in the first 2 weeks of watching it the first time. Because I wanted to try.
I don't remember. I mean, I remember it being weird, but
sometimes when I watch these off the wall movies, like I want to claim some kind of meaning from it or glean something from it, where I'm like, this is what it is. This is what it's not. And this was one where I couldn't necessarily ever put my finger on exactly what was going on. But I've watched enough times. I've seen enough Richard Kelly, the writer and director. I've seen enough of his discussions about it. I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm not going to Google it.
So what is it about?
Google,
Okay.
All
right, Spetsy.
I have what I know it's about in my mind, and I enjoy it for what it is. But it's out there.
All right,
Do you like it?
I do like it.
It's awesome.
It's his only good movie as a director.
Dude, the box is not bad, man.
Okay.
The box is okay.
All right, so tell us about this
What was
movie.
the other one?
That fucking Southland Tales with The Rock.
That was the worst. That was fucking
I got like 20 minutes into it. I was like, this is fucking garbage.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that.
I've got a.
The box was terrible too.
Yeah.
All right, well,
The box was not that bad, man.
It's pretty bad.
basically it starts and like he's at the beginning. He starts hearing this voice, like this Frank guy dressed up like in a bunny suit or some kind of
bunny
shit.
suit.
And I thought it was an alien. That's what I thought throughout the whole movie, aliens. And some weird shit happens, and people are acting weird throughout the movie. He goes to his school, floods the school, and like does all this crazy shit.
Who
and
does?
The kid, Donnie Darko.
Donnie?
Dark?
Yeah.
Does
He-
Frank? does
No,
it?
no. Frank tells him to. He's
you
like
sure?
he's like sleepwalking.
you're
Yeah.
not.
No.
Nobody's sure.
No.
That's why the fucking
That's
movie.
what
That's
happens.
why that movie is what it is.
No. And then so basically,
Did you like
it's
Patrick
like the
Swayze in
tangent.
it? Do you remember Pat? Do you know who
Patrick-
that
Yeah,
is?
he was.
Patrick Swayze was in Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I
Well,
lost?
it was
here?
one of his last roles, and he's fucking awesome in it too.
Yeah.
Was he the
Remember, he's the guy that's
Yeah.
like. He's like the inspirational speaker
Yeah.
who ends up having a fucking library of fucking kiddie porn
Yeah.
in his house.
Really?
kills himself.
I gotta watch this movie.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember any of that.
It's awesome.
If you don't remember that, you don't remember the movie.
I just remember the bunny. And I remember
Yeah.
you. Like, when somebody says Donnie Darko, I think Doug, because Doug was like, dude, you're going to watch this movie. That's all I remember.
Well, this was
Maybe it was you and Eric going,
like
dude, you guys go.
2003 or whenever that fucking came out. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's good.
All right.
Yeah, so basically it goes through, and then it's like this Frank guy, which is the bunny or something, and goes throughout the movie. He's doing all this weird, crazy shit, and basically goes to the end, and he is just like,
Don't give
I
it
don't-
away, girl.
I'm not.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not
It's only
going to
20 years.
spoil it.
Don't
She can
spoil
spoil
it.
it.
All right, whatever. So it gets to the end, he's been in this tangent universe, so nothing that's happened has actually happened. And he goes and he's like, what is he like, ready to die or something? Because he just goes up into his room and that thing falls through the roof and kills him.
Yeah.
And he's like, just
Really
yeah,
good.
and that's just it.
Give me a high five.
Oh, fuck you.
Now, whatever you think the movie is,
Is what it
is
is.
what it is. So she's
Yeah.
not wrong.
Exactly. That's what I always got from
Yeah.
it. Is
Yeah.
I don't
what
need to
you
hear what
take it.
Richard Kelly or anybody else says.
Yeah,
It's
so
what I got
once you,
from it.
you know, once you get that level of time travel where you know you're
Yeah, it
it doesn't
gets
matter.
nuts, yeah.
I just want to watch it again.
Yeah.
And
Get
that's-
more from it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what when I originally saw it, I wanted to watch it over and over,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I must be fucking missing something. I gotta watch it again. Watch it
Yeah.
again. And,
Yeah.
You know, and you will notice things that you didn't. You know, maybe the first 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
After that, just stop because I got to
Yeah.
like 8 or 9 times, and
You're like,
and I'm like, what is happening? I keep I'm on the run this. Yeah.
Frank! You're waking up with the bunny touching.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Donnie Darko too?
There was a
Really?
a sequel about the sister, a direct-to-video sequel about the little sister,
Oh.
and I don't
I
know
gotta
anybody
watch
who's
that
seen
again.
it.
I'll put that on there.
I've never.
Yeah, I don't.
Donnie Darko. I'll watch it before next week.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll put it right behind Death of Stalin. Hey,
Hey, you would say you watched
Listen,
Death of Stalin is like 8 weeks
I would tell you
old,
my.
dude.
All right, fine. Then let me tell you my week. I was at the women's ACC tournament the whole week. In fact, I messed up my boss messed up my schedule, and I thought I was going to get Saturday night off. So I promised the kids to take them to the movies, and then I promised them that they could come and watch the championship game. Well, dummy that I am, they got the schedules wrong. We didn't get to leave Saturday, so I didn't get to take them to the movie. Then Sunday, I failed to. There was one little thing that I messed up. I could have gotten them in there, but I have to go in 2 hours before the doors of the Coliseum open. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do with 5 kids under 12 for the hour that they can't come in to the Coliseum while I have to work? So I had to ditch them on that. So I finally was like, all right, no matter what time I get home on Sunday night, I'm going to take them to the movies. Well, our dog dies, so everybody's all to hell. So by the time I got home, thank goodness my wife was all on board to, hey, if I was like, hey, we're going to go to Carowinds in the middle of the night on the school night, she'd have been fine.
What happened to that dog?
Just got old. Had kidney stones.
Yeah.
Didn't
get any water, did it? Too busy to kill the ball.
Been straight up in the backyard for a week and a half.
I'm too busy doing podcasts and working.
Podcast and ACC killed the puppy.
Hung himself from his leash in the backyard. Wrote, Garrett killed me.
Fuck Garrett, yeah, for sure. Damn it. Sorry, puppy.
There may be a little bit of that true. I took her to the vet, and they said it was...
In 2017?
Something like that.
Well done.
The vet said she's a goner?
Peter, listen, they're just joking.
Or are we?
Hey, at least I didn't crawl the fence in a zoo and try to take a selfie with the panther. Did you see that?
That's true.
What an idiot! Some woman wanted to do a selfie with a panther, climbs over the one barrier, and he comes up, jumps, and
he did what God designed him to do.
Eat her.
No, she didn't die, but then there was this big, like, thank goodness, the zoo and everybody were like, we're not going to put this panther down. We did that for the gorilla. You remember the kid fell in? And
Yeah.
They killed the gorilla because they were afraid that it was the dumbass parents that should have been watching.
It was a really nice gorilla from what I read.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, whatever. Anyway.
They're wild fucking animals.
Stay away from them. Don't jump the barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, the only movie that I got to see was Captain Marvel.
Oh, a new
What did you think?
It was fantastic. It was great. It was it was the Black Panther. What Black Panther was for African Americans, Captain Marvel is for women. It was perfect. And it was great. And it really was. And they didn't beat over, all the subject matter with women and women equality and stuff that's going on.
It was just a well-made movie.
It was a well-made movie. And I was sold. And I might have been a little bit opinionated because I had just spent the week at the ACC women's basketball tournament, and I had listened to 200 men and 200 people go, well, we don't pull this camera out, and we don't do this for the women's tournament, we don't do that for the women's tournament, and we don't get paid as much as working on the women's tournament. And I'd heard this for like days and days, and I'm like, I'm watching these girls and they're jamming. Like the Fighting Irish, the Notre Dame team put up 99 points, 60 of it in the paint, and they were.
I think they were the number one team.
You're right, but they're still so basically. I get that women basketball isn't as popular as men's, but it should be relevant as relevant these days as men's.
Did you see about the women's national soccer team, the ladies soccer team, the U.S. Women's national team? They are actually suing because they're not getting paid. They're not being compensated like the United States men's national team members are.
And I'm with them because they're playing the same game. They're playing Jackie Young, the MVP of the ACC women's tournament, put up 47 points. And sure, you're right, she can't beat Zion 1-1. But as far as a women's tournament and women's sports, there is no reason why they shouldn't be compensated.
Well, the only reason is revenue.
You're right.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying like that those sports, women's basketball, women's soccer, that are great. They're never going to generate enough money in this country for them to be on the same level as the men's.
Well, that's where I'm going.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying
that's where I'm going with this. Captain Marvel is the first. is the highest grossing woman opener ever. So maybe times are changing. It was great. Brie was a little bit stiff, but I think that was the direction. Besides that, everybody, the cast was great. There was Jude Law was in it, and then what's that dude's name? He's always the bad guy.
Ben Mendelsohn?
Yes,
He was
Ben
in,
Mendelsohn.
Yeah, I love that.
You always think he's the bad guy, and I don't want to give anything away, so I
Right.
won't say anything. But and then there was, Annette Bening, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury.
But how odd was it to look at him and him look 30 years old when he's 55?
It was crazy.
Like,
it was crazy. But the way they did it, the way they put it in,
it didn't
the
look
way they,
Like in Tron
no.
Legacy, where,
no, it looked
weird as shit.
I think the makeup was
movie,
good.
that fucking Bruce Willis and Looper. Dude, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Halfway through it, I was like, I've got to throw this out of my DVD player because this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I can't stand that computer-generated face thing. I know.
Yeah.
And that's how that
It doesn't
looked
work
to-
very well. Tron Legacy, it didn't work very
Yeah.
well, even though it was Jeff. But no, they didn't do anything to him. It was just makeup, and they put a hair on him, and
But he looked fine. It wasn't like...
Yeah, you don't think for a second. It was great. Their use of they went back into the 90s. So all the soundtrack is Elastica and the stuff, the shit we grew up with in high school. Blockbuster Video, like when she first comes to Earth, she crashes through a Blockbuster Video, and she picks up the right stuff VHS tape. And they had the Last Action Hero. It was great. I think it was 100%, and I agree with. I get the revenue thing, but maybe this Captain Marvel's changed that, and the way they did it. And how they shifted it in between the two Avengers movies, like, and how they explained it all, like, it's great. I mean, I have to hand it to Marvel. Whatever they did, when Disney took that over and said, we're going to do, like, they put up this freaking map and said, we're going to start here at Iron Man, and we're going to work our way here, and we're going to do this, and this is how this is going to work.
Well, it's
whatever the
scripted,
plan.
like we talked about.
Right,
I mean,
but the way they did it, it's perfect.
the script is...
They can't go wrong.
You can't fuck with the script.
Right, exactly, yeah. In a way, it's almost like pro wrestling, how they planned it out for like a year.
Yeah, that's what I said. They did a 10-year plan for these guys, and the end game is the end.
Right.
Obviously, because everybody wants out of their contracts. But
Right.
they did a great job. It was great. And I'm with Jennifer Lawrence, who finally decided that I think she's suing or standing up with a bunch of other actresses about getting paid the same amount. And I think that she should, because she carried the Hunger Games.
She's great.
And Woody Harrelson still got paid more. Even though he's been around. He's been around. It's Woody Harrelson. But he still got paid more than she did. And she did 5 of them and carried it. I agree. I think at this point in time, women should be paid just as much as men. Because they can do the same things. Even though Jackie would never beat Zion. I'm just saying, hey, and I might be partial because, like I said, I sat around behind the scenes of this women's tournament, and listened to everybody say, we don't use the crane. We don't use the crane shots on the women's tournament. Oh, women's tournament's on ESPN2. Well, no wonder it's not as popular. It's on ESPN2.
Yeah.
Why you put it on ESPN1? You're right.
So
But
people get mad because they don't want to watch it.
well, everybody's mad about something. Everybody's offended, man. Are you going to change everything or not? Yeah, I hear producers going, "Oh, it's just the women's tournament." Is it? It's just the women's tournament. This women's tournament's going to pay my bills for 2 months.
Okay,
I
that's
appreciate
great.
it.
Listen, I'm just going to step in and say this. I love basketball, right? You know me.
Oh yeah.
I can't watch it.
You can't watch women's basketball?
Not and enjoy it. Sorry.
Well, you didn't watch what I watched.
If you want me to pretend to make everybody feel good, then I'll pretend. But as an honest viewer of a lot of sporting events, the fact is, it's not that it's a bad product or anything like that. It's just I don't care. It's like hockey to me. I don't care. I didn't grow up watching it, so you're not going to force feed it to me now, and all of a sudden I'm going to accept it. I just don't care. I watch basketball.
You should go see Captain Marvel. It's pretty good.
Just
because you would rather watch.
cut all this out about the goddamn gender shit. Okay?
Just
Fuck!
because
you sucker! You're fucking.
Let me ask you something.
I'm like you're just a goddamn spinner bait, and I'm a fucking big ass bass coming. You know I'm gonna fucking bite it.
That's what I mean. So, would you rather watch in a movie? Would you rather watch Scarlett Johansson beat some ass or get raped, Doug?
Can they beat her while they rape her, and then it'll be like one of my fantasies? Shit.
Well, there you go. So we got a little off
So we've
subject.
not been talking about movies for like 5 minutes. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's okay. Captain Marvel. I'm just saying, it's great. It's a woman fueled movie about women and power, and I loved it. Ate it up. Kids loved it. It was great.
That's all that matters. There you go.
It's entertaining. It's great. Marvel's on a roll. That's it.
And they are making a Scarlett Johansson as
I know Black Widow. Yeah. It's going to be cool. She's going to.
I thought that was going to come out before this, but for some reason this got fast tracked over it. I don't know why.
They had to pay her like an astronomical amount for it too, because she didn't want to do it. So there you go.
Is it equal pay or
I don't know.
No, nobody knows. Okay,
I don't know. Whatever they agreed. She agreed.
Is she making as much as Hawkeye? Because if she's not, then this is some fucking bullshit. Right?
If Ant-Man is making more than Black Widow, by gosh, something's wrong.
Man, I'm just saying.
Ed Norton's royalties from the first Ang Lee Hulk is probably more than Scarlett Johansson's paycheck on Avengers 2.
You were way off on that. It's a good try, though. You tried. It was the second Hulk, not the Ang Lee one.
What? Was it? Yeah. No, the Ang Lee was.
No, Ang Lee was Eric Bana.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, I'm way
that
off.
movie's terrible.
Yeah, well, it's because
I tried to watch it a couple years ago, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Ed Norton tried to write it too.
Yeah.
I mean, just like he did American History X.
Not that one. We're talking about
the Ang Lee one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Neither one of them were any good. The only good Hulk. Has there been a good Hulk?
No.
They haven't done a Hulk movie with what's his face with Mark Ruffalo, right?
Right.
Besides the Avengers.
Yeah.
He just can't. It's not a character that needs him. It just. I don't know.
Look, I love some Hulk, dude.
I do too.
The fact is, they have yet to have a guy that can carry the role for me. It's like Thor is, before this whole thing started, is probably the least interesting of the Marvel characters. But because they got the right actor to play it, and he's a little bit funny, he's a badass, he's good looking, it's perfect. To me, the Thor movies, of all the Marvel movies, are my favorite. Hulk needs, they've got to find somebody that can...
But Mark Ruffalo's not that guy.
No.
I don't think he can do
Not
it.
to me.
You need to have...
I don't know who you need. But whoever it is, it's like...
Jon Snow.
John Cena. It's like, well, to me, it's like Spider-Man.
Like that?
It's like the Spider-Man. I didn't know that this kid was going to be the perfect Spider-Man until I saw him do it. And I'm like, fuck, he's right
Perfect.
on.
Which
Yeah.
a new one's coming out.
The movies themselves, to me, don't matter.
Tony Stark.
He
best
is just
ever.
well,
Robert Downey
he is
Jr.
just perfect in that role.
Right.
They have yet to find that perfect Hulk. You know, somebody who can be David Banner and the Hulk and make it something that I care about. To me, he's just been a tertiary character. It's like I want him to be, a mainline character, but it's just not there yet. They just got to find the right guy. I hope they do. They found a lot of the right guys for this stuff, but for me, Ruffalo isn't the guy.
I think they found the right guy for our movie tonight. In fact, there's probably could be only one guy that could do the movie we watched tonight.
Written form, right?
Must have been written for him. You want to introduce this Lee to our
Absolutely.
video store
We're
movie
doing
tonight?
we're unlike most weeks, we're doing a new movie as opposed to we're doing a new movie no one's ever heard of as opposed to an old movie no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
It is The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. From this year, 2019. Directed by Robert Kukowski. Is that his name?
That's right.
And Sam Elliot basically plays the guy who killed Hitler and then killed the Bigfoot. But really, it's about just him as a person.
Yes.
It's really more of a drama with genre elements in it than a straight-ahead genre movie. What do you think, Doug?
This was about Schmidt with Hitler and Bigfoot thrown in at the end.
Right.
Really, it's just It's a love letter to Sam Elliot, whoever wrote and directed this, that they obviously had one person in mind to do it, and it was Sam Elliot. And
that movie doesn't get made without Sam Elliot. I think he wrote it for Sam Elliot. Walked up and said,
"That's exactly what I'm saying."
Yeah.
And is it a bad movie? No, I don't want to say it's a bad movie. I don't want to say it's a good movie either. It's somewhere in between. It's an homage to a guy that, if you've watched movies over the last 30 years like I have, this is one of your absolute favorites. I love Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
It's just fucking weird, man. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
And not all of it's bad, and not all of it's good, if that makes any sense.
I don't even think any of it's bad. It's just a lot of it's very, very odd. Like, there's nothing in it I would say is like, oh, that's bad.
Right.
It's
just different.
Right, yes.
And the way it's presented, it has a really nice flow for about an hour and a half, and the last 30 minutes, or maybe 15, 20 minutes is a little shaky.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Had it ended in Canada, would you like it a whole lot more?
Yes.
Okay.
You too?
Oh, yes.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know why they came back and gave me 20 minutes of him in America.
Right.
I didn't need.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Yeah, I understand.
But, unique. It's its own thing. I mean, the name alone, it's fucking 9 words.
I bet
Who
that
does
was
a 9-word movie? No.
I bet that was on paper. I bet it said a untitled Sam Elliott film until the last minute.
Until I can suck Sam Elliott's cock, I'm gonna do this, and that's what this dude did. Because that's what it seemed like. It's like
the whole movie's a hero shot of Sam Elliott.
It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly
100%.
hero.
And it goes back, with him, a younger version that's not Sam Elliott. It's just this character. But at the end of the day, once you've gotten through the meat of the movie, and then there's this last 15 minutes. I mean, it is just let me hold your hand, Sam Elliott kind of deal. Which is odd.
Spetsy, what did you think?
Well, I've never watched a movie like that before. I went through. I mean, it looked really good. It was really random.
Did you know who Sam Elliott was before we started the movie?
I know his face. I know his face, but I
don't
don't know.
Mustache, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I mean, I know I've watched movies with him in it, but I don't know what they are. I'm terrible with names. But I mean, I do know who he is. It was just really random. It was weird. I was going throughout the movie, and some scenes were happening. I was like, "What is this?" And
was there ever a moment in the movie where you're like, "Okay, when is this going to end?"
The end.
Yeah.
Closer to the end, I was like, okay, it's ended now. Oh no, there's more.
There were a couple of closing shots, and then they reopened.
Yeah.
I was like, stop fucking doing that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Close it in, and they wouldn't. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
He is a badass, though. He is a badass. But yeah, that's what I thought. It was just weird. It was
Super
weird.
odd.
Yeah.
The whole idea of the movie is super weird, and then on top of it, the way that it's produced and presented it's not what I thought.
No.
I mean,
I think it was about a 100% do-gooder guy who, after he killed Hitler, which that's not really a spoiler because it's in the title.
Yeah.
He came home and tried to and just lived this life of non-existence, and and I think it was great. The one scene that I really, really loved that really explained his character without him ever even saying anything was the lottery ticket.
Yeah.
When he came in and he found this lottery ticket, and it was a $100 winner, and the guy was like, "Well, you want me to cash it in?" And he's like, "Well, it's not mine." And he's like, "Well, they probably just threw it away and messed it up." And he's like, "Well, it's not my money. I can't do it."
Yeah.
He can't. He could not get. And so when they come to him and say, "Hey, the Bigfoot's in Canada and he's coming to America and he's carrying this nightmare plague. You got to do something."
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it, but he can't. He had to.
Well, and I like how Livingston built him up and was like, my grandfather spoke of you like he would like an Argonaut. Like, you're like, you're not human.
Yeah.
And he kind of presented that way because he couldn't cheat or take something that wasn't his, and they made him out like that the whole movie, and they were true to it, which I thought was cool. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a fucking Sam Elliott worship.
Yeah.
Because who else could you put in that role?
No,
That's alive? Nobody. But you have to go back to like Lee Marvin or something.
Lee Marvin,
Yeah.
no. Or John Wayne. John Wayne. Maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody like somebody who had been in a bunch of action movies and then they're on their way out.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say about it.
It's like the old man and the gun. Robert Redford's old man and a gun. This is like Sam Elliott's party.
Like they don't make actors like Sam Elliott anymore.
They don't.
And that's what I guess what the movie's about is the Calvin character. He's the last guy like that.
Yeah.
And when he goes to find Bigfoot, it's the last one of them.
Yeah.
So they're like the last two of their
Kind.
And that's kind of what the movie's about, I guess. And
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was random and it looked great. And I was a little bit like, it's when the Bigfoot thing happened, it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to go get Bigfoot. And then the next scene, he's like shooting at him. And I guess
I will say, when you think the Bigfoot thing is over, it just goes into overdrive.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, it's kind of a letdown, the whole Bigfoot storyline. Then, nope,
I'm coming back.
It's good. I mean, it's Sam Elliott, so it's, I always think like Richard Farnsworth and that David Lynch piece, the
Straight Story.
The Straight Story, where it's Richard Farnsworth literally driving cross country on a John Deere lawnmower.
Yeah.
And it's because it's Richard Farnsworth and
because he carries that weight.
And David Lynch.
Yeah.
I watched it. This is the same thing. It didn't matter what happened. It's Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott doing Sam Elliott. I'm in. I'm hooked. Rent it.
It's the Sam Elliott. It's the Sam Elliott movie.
It's the Sam Elliott movie.
It's 100%. If you don't like Sam Elliott, don't fucking bother.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't imagine anyone not like you going, I'll give that movie a shot.
it's
Just by the name, that sounds interesting. You're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, Sam Elliott is in this movie, so I am going to.
And it is about Schmidt.
Yeah, about Schmidt without any Kathy Bates boobies.
It's just an homage movie, man. Yeah. And I'm totally fine with this sort of thing happening. And it's not a long-running thing that Hollywood's been doing, but I've noticed in the last 20 years quite a few of these.
Yeah.
And I appreciate them.
Yeah.
Especially if it's somebody that I give a fuck about, like Sam Elliott. And that's why here's what I'll say about this movie. That's the reason I watched it from beginning to end.
Oh, yeah.
If it would have been somebody else that I didn't hold in such high regard,
right,
I might not have made it to the end, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right?
I understand what you mean.
The movie itself is not that great, but,
Yeah.
but the encapsulation and the homage to who is in it.
Yeah. So I say if watch the trailer and if you think it looks interesting, give it a shot.
Sure.
Rent it.
Agreed.
Now, I don't think this is a movie you should go out and purchase blindly.
No.
Yeah.
Unless you've got an old Sam Elliott Roadhouse poster on your fucking bathroom door.
Right.
Don't buy the Blu-ray. Just rent it on Amazon for $6.99.
Don't eat the big white man.
Don't eat. Yes, that's right. That's right. Well, there you go. So rent. It's a rent.
For me, it's a rent. For sure.
No rent.
No, I mean, if I had watched a lot of his movies and I was a big fan,
So
I
this
would
is a new-
do it. Yeah,
That's a good point of view.
I would totally do it, but I think I'd have to be a
don't
big
even
fan.
do it because I see you getting ready to do it. I'm gonna backhand you. That's her opinion. Shut up.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
Shut your mouth, Doug.
Yeah.
Who?
Yes. There you go. Look, girl power.
Oh, yeah.
Girl power right there. Shut your face.
Doug, you haven't even seen Captain Marvel.
You're right. Who am I to judge?
All right, you got us a movie tonight.
Yes.
Is it one Doug's gonna like?
I have who cares?
No way.
It's a new release. Another new release came out probably 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And it's actually another Irish film called Black 47.
Oh, that just sounds good.
And it, oddly enough, it's a Western. So it's almost, I guess you'd say it's like the Irish equivalent of a Western. It takes place in 1847, which was considered the worst year of the potato famine. By that time, a quarter of the population of Ireland had either moved to America or died. And guy comes back from, that time England was at war in Afghanistan and India and various places. Guy comes back from the army. You know, he'd been serving in Afghanistan. And his family's dead, you know. Basically, they've starved to death, you know. And he goes to see his dead brother's wife, and basically, the government ends up evicting them from their home, and they freeze to death overnight because it's in the middle of winter. And this dude just murders every English person he comes in contact with.
I like it.
And if this movie will make you hate English people so bad.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just a lot of interesting things.
It's like a Braveheart. It's like you watch Braveheart, and I was like, "Fuck England, let's kill all these."
It's more like the Outlaw Josie Wales than
Okay.
Braveheart. But and there's just things like historical things I never knew about. They keep talking about taking the soup. Like his mother starved to death because she wouldn't take the soup, and then you find out later it's Protestant missionaries who would bring these poor people in and have them denounce Roman Catholicism.
And they'll feed
and give them a soup. But if they didn't get the bowl of soup.
Right.
So outside their tent, you had Catholic missionaries telling them not to, basically telling them it's better to starve to death. It's like very dark, depressing movie. But it's an Irish movie, so I kind of...
That's how they are.
Yeah, that's how they are. And but it's very well done, yeah. Yeah, but it's got Hugo Weaving in it, Jim Broadbent. It's got a huge cast for a small low-budget movie.
What year?
This year.
This is brand new.
Yeah, it came out like 3-4 weeks ago.
Oh, shit.
Can we get it at the video store?
I got it at Family Video.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh, how about that?
You didn't get it at the
The big time video outlet? I did not.
hadn't moved back yet.
Not recently.
I really want to go to that place.
You're more than welcome.
It seems. I mean, it looks like my kind of place.
It's very sketchy.
I know. I think that's what I like.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, we'll go to my bath. We're going back to the bathwater showdown this week.
Well, y'all.
Yes. This
Well, I'm
week.
going to talk with an accent for the rest of the show.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
God.
No one's listening. Who gives a
It
shit?
doesn't matter at this point.
They've clicked off by now.
I hope to Christ they have, crikey.
Yeah, you switched to Australian.
No, mate.
Okay.
The Queen's on all the money. It's all the fame. Same, right?
I bet you
Anyway,
said,
so what's your thing?
he's had one too many sweet waters.
I think so.
Well, I'm trying to get to my bathwater. He's tricking.
I'm on the sweet water.
Oh, well, come on. This week, just the old traditional face-off. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson against Captain Marvel, Brie Larson.
Johansson.
That's weird.
Why do I want to say
I
Johansson?
don't know.
I think I know why, but I'm not going to say. Go ahead.
Because I'm an idiot.
Well,
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Okay. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow's character against Captain Marvel's Brie Larson. Sure, it's mainstream though. Sam Raimi killed.
Oh, I knew he would.
But that's crazy though, because a lot of those people that beat Jackson, that didn't vote for Peter Jackson, only watched the Hobbits walk up.
I'm sure.
They didn't know about.
But I was pretty sure that's how that was going to go down.
Well, there you go.
but I like that switching them. I would really like to have seen them switch those two movies.
What are you talking about?
You're going back to something from last week, dude.
I know.
Cut that out too.
I'm lost.
God, there are like 6 edits here.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that fucking Raimi was going to win. He's the more popular
You're right.
director.
You're right, but I'm just saying.
Especially horror.
But
I mean,
it was an uneven playing field because Sam Raimi never did the Hobbits walking up the hill for 6 hours.
when was the
either.
last time you saw The Frighteners? Is it a
that's
horror
good.
movie?
No,
Is it?
No, is it? I thought it was a family horror movie.
I mean, it's like
It's kiddie.
yeah, but it's still, I'll watch it over any Lord of the Rings movie. I guarantee you that.
Zero gore.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. The one with
Michael J. Fox.
Well, so we were at the movie. That's it. We got any news tonight?
you had a little news stream that
Oh, about Robert Rodriguez?
Right.
Yeah.
and that
Yeah, he's
$7,000
making,
movie. Yeah.
because it's the 25th anniversary of Desperado, he's making, El Mariachi.
Yeah.
He's making another movie for $7,000.
Nice. And he
it-
can do it.
Yeah, and it's based on he raised the money for El Mariachi by being a subject for medical testing, and that's what he's based the script on.
And he wrote it
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
And it stars his son.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't see how long it was. I don't know if it's 90 minutes.
It's a feature film, though. Yeah,
but I want to check it out. Yeah,
That's cool. We should do that one.
Well, talking about
that's great.
the director's
Yeah,
big time go back, and he obviously did.
Right.
So I think
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't see that. I know you sent that to me, but I
did see one other thing. There's a Hong Kong actress named Michelle Khan who was barred from leaving China because apparently now they have a computer system that it goes through your social media, and like if you say something bad about the government, it's a point system. So once you get to a certain amount of points, you can't leave. It's a travel ban based on your life.
Holy goodness!
Yeah.
Glad I don't just put it.
All right,
crazy.
cut this motherfucker in half, son.
She's like we wouldn't be allowed to leave the driveway, let alone the country.
Maybe
that was
not even the bathroom.
exactly. Yeah, but now she's an extremely popular actress over there. But the government
Cannot.
She can't leave because she had a part in an American movie. And she was at the airport, and I guess they scanned her ticket, and they were like, "You're barred from leaving the country."
Too many points.
Too many points. Yeah, like she'd said something. They said one thing was
this guy is looking at
crazy.
you.
They said one of the things that was like she said something about her ex on whatever the equivalent of Twitter is. I know they don't have Facebook; they have a state-sponsored equivalent. Whatever that is, she said something negative about an ex, and that was some points, and then she said something sort of political, and she just couldn't. Yeah, which I just think that is insane.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's scary.
Yeah, it really is.
It's daughter taking your freedom away.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's freedom.
right.
Well, but they're in China, so they
they don't have
they
freedom.
weren't
Have
born
no
with
freedom.
it anyway, so
Right.
they don't know what they're really living.
Yeah, but that's really it.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. I would like to see that Robert Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That'll be great.
I thought that was cool. I'm really interested to see it. And his boy.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
Well, Spatsy, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
she may not
Fun.
come back.
May not come back. She may.
Thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
She likes horror. You like horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies all
You
day.
just missed the best block ever. Then
Yeah, because we're getting into my
the old 90s
we're getting into
gangster.
my wheelhouse here, boys. 1990
To 93.
gangsta.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
3 of my absolute faves.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be great because I've seen every one of these, but I don't remember.
King of New York, State of Grace, and
Yep. Deep cover.
Deep cover. There you
First,
go.
next up, King of New York. Abel Ferrara. Not his. I don't know if it's his best movie, but probably his coolest movie.
coolest for
Yeah.
sure. Maybe not best.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. A lot of dudes. in
Lawrence
leather jackets
Fishburne
smoking.
in both and 2 of them.
Yeah, the first and the last one.
Yep.
Little Larry Fish sandwich.
Why, that's censored material. Thank you to our sponsors, Golden Ticket Cinemas, $5 movies, all day Tuesday, Lenore, North Carolina, GTCinemas.com, The Spot Toys in Newton. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/The Spot Toys.